What's going on, YouTubers? Keep it classic, y'all. East New York's finest host about Mike. I may have gained and or lost some views or viewers or whatever. I ain't like I have much anyway from my last video. I will not, and I'm not going to apologize for my last video. The one thing that's so funny about life and people and how hypocritically two-faced people are is it's just ironic how in today's standard, people are so two-faced, hypocritical, and there's just so much bigotry out there that it's just amazing to me how people can tell you to grow up when you just basically speaking your mind and you're spitting truth. But the thing is, people hate the truth, and they don't like the fact that you're different. And people feel like if you don't share their views, they have to hate you. And I just think it's pathetic and childish for people to dislike you and or hate specifics because, you know, you don't view their, you know, like you can actually have different opinions and still respect another human being. But it's like society is so screwed up that people it's just ridiculous. You know, my last video, I basically just talked about how I felt about Facebook and my thoughts, me being angry, and those are my thoughts, whether I was angry or not. I just feel that way about what I was saying, and I think what I was saying has a lot of merit to why I felt the way I felt. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the norm. East New York's finest, hosted by Mike here again. Yesterday and today I'm going to talk about some stuff I got. Well, during the course of the week, last week, because, Saturday is always the last day of a week, and Sunday is always the beginning of a new week. Even though they call Friday, Saturday, and Sunday the weekend, but that's the reason why. Saturday ends the week for work in mass majority of places, and Saturday being the last day of the weekend, and Sunday being the beginning. So that's what they call the weekend, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I did get some stuff from this dude yesterday. I don't know where the rest of it is. I think I got some other stuff, but I remember it was a nice bag of stuff, and I probably moved the stuff somewhere or whatever. I don't know what I did with it. I do have some of it here, but I know it was more than this. The agreement was $40 on that. I did get some stuff from a guy named Coach I know. He sells in the he also sells in Livingston Mall in Livingston, New Jersey. And he was the one that wanted me to help him in Comic-Con, but then when I realized that you have to have, and I wanted to go, but when I realized that, you have to have that card, I'm not going to have nobody force me or back me in a corner to make me do something. Not saying he was, but the fact that, it is a federal building, and, they're gonna go by federal and governmental guidelines because the Jacob Javits Center is a federal building. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not gonna go. He said, how come? I said, because I'm not trying to get that shot neither. And that was that. He needed the help, but I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it. So anyway, I had some stuff that I was gonna, take to the show. And he said I was allowed to bring stuff and bring what I want to bring, and I can make money there. He's a real cool guy, older white guy, real cool cat. It's amazing how I have such good rapport with so many people. I have a decent rapport with a lot of the vendors at the Meadowlands. I got a decent rapport with a lot of people, a lot of places I go to. If I can have a quarter of the rapport I have outside of YouTube, my YouTube channel would be where it should be. But anyway, that's a whole different story. So yesterday, let me show you what I got from this one guy. I actually put this together. It's basically 4 out of 5 robots. This is a Zeo, I think it's one of the Zeo Rangers or Zeo Rangers. One of the Zeo Zords. I do have my personal Zords that I actually have up on Facebook. Obviously, I'm in Facebook jail for 30 days. Because hate messages, which it wasn't hate to say what I said. And, it was a statement that I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with that. But, he didn't have the 5th robot, which is like, I think it's like the female, the pink Zord, where she splits in half and folds a certain way and she becomes the feet. He didn't have that because I was looking for any and everything Power Ranger related. He has some other miscellaneous stuff, but he didn't have anything else Power Ranger related. So I got this thinking that it was all, but sometimes I forget that all Megazords are normally always 5 to 6 parts. And even though I am trying to sell off my my Zords, but I'll keep building and keep collecting if I can find stuff cheap. I did pay him, I think we agreed on $40 for this stuff. I think there was more stuff, I just don't know where the hell I put it. So I'm going to show you everything. This came in 3 parts. It was basically the upper arm and head part. Of course, it's missing the actual Zord head, which it comes, you know, whatever. I got to get that. This bottom half here, and then I think one other piece. Actually, the bottom half came with this Ranger on it already. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And the 5th one again splits and become the feet. So I got that yesterday. This was part of it. It was like basically 3 pieces. Technically 4, but since 2 pieces were actually already snapped in, it was like 3 pieces is what he charged me for. And then I got these 2 guys. This is definitely I don't know who his name, but I'm gonna take a guess and say he's from Assassin's Creed. McFarlane's Assassin's Creed. And I forgot this guy's name, but he's definitely a Star Wars figure. So this is what I got yesterday from the guy, and it was $40 for these. For the 3 Megazord pieces, even though 2 was actually connected. So you got 1, 2, 3, whatever it was. And then we got this guy also, this Zord, and this Zord piece, along with this arm. I basically took as many Zord pieces as possible because you never know. I can always build more Zords, you know, and keep upgrading and like I do with my G.I. Joes or anything else. And of course this Megatron. I actually sold off all these. I had like all the Beast Wars. Well, not all of them, but I had a nice amount. But since I basically did my vintage G.I. Joe or Real American Hero G.I. Joe room, because I took everything out of there and I put all my Hot Toys and stuff downstairs in the hallway or foyer area on the 2nd floor. And I have since I've never really been a big fan of the Beast Wars Transformers. I'm about to say G.I. Joes, but I did have a couple. It wasn't a lot, but it wasn't a little. Maybe about 5 to 8. And this would have been a good addition. I probably had this one already, didn't even realize it. But he had this one, so I got it. Now I'll put it in a Ziploc bag, put a price on it like I do everything else, and that'll be that. So I got this bad boy again. These 2 Megazord parts. I think there was another Megazord part. Now I think about it. Did I use it for something? No. It probably was another piece or something, and was it another robot or something? I don't even know. Whatever. But it was these. This guy here. He's like his own like little Megazord thing. And I basically paid $40. It's something else somewhere. As soon as this video ends, I'm gonna remember. But I guess it wasn't that important. It was definitely more than this. It was some other action figures as well. And I just don't know where the hell they are or where I put them. But whatever. So all I need is basically the swords, the head, and the feet. So I'll probably go and look this up on eBay. Well, I may hold off. I don't know yet. And then, you know, my boy Tony, you guys have heard me mention him plenty of times. Like, during the holidays, he was driving me around, and, you know, we became actually closer. And we're actually really good friends now. And he sold me some stuff. I wasn't really happy with the deal we made a couple months ago. Still kind of upset about it. But anyway, I got this off of him yesterday. He had this up on the top of his truck. And I was a little upset. I mean, I kind of cursed him out a little bit in my kind of fashion. And I was like, you know, you little prick. You know what? Anyway, I was like, how the fuck you got that? You know, I collect this stuff. And he didn't tell me about it. So I was, and I'm still a little upset about the fact that he didn't, you know, Mike, I got this and that. I mean, sometimes I don't understand people, you know, but whatever, I got it anyway. Only thing missing, it has the blueprint and everything. Only thing missing is the 2 mines. I probably already have this already. I mean, I know I have the actual vehicle, but I may have the box. So anyway, from Pete, Coach, whatever you want to call him, the guy who I was gonna, you know, help in Comic-Con next month. he had this. There are some elite wrestlers that I would consider getting and or picking up, but they gotta be cheap and or I gotta really, really want it. I am a huge Dwayne The Rock Johnson fan, like so many others out there. I liked him when he first came in with Farouk in him. I just like The Rock all the way back from back in the day, all the way up to where he is now. I just like the guy. You know what I mean? So anyway, got that. I owe him 20 on this. And that was basically it yesterday. I walked around very briefly. It was a slow day. I was by myself, so it wasn't like I could just leave my spot. I did have to go chase somebody down for extra money. That was my fault that I gave him, but he could have been a truthful person and still say, hey, you gave me too much. But I wasn't really thinking a lot. Like this whole week, my mind's been, I'm diabetic, so sometimes, I hear from a lot of people like, yeah, the mind wanders sometimes. So I'm definitely seeing that. So that was basically it for yesterday. As far as today goes, I was actually on my motorcycle. Being that I got rid of so much stuff yesterday, and I actually, did some cash and trade with Eddie for like the boxed M&M stuff I had, and the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures that I had boxed, along with some Barbies that I had boxed and other stuff. We made a deal for some other items and whatnot, and I also gave cash. But the items were for somebody else anyway. But that's it worked out. And I was like, what? I wasn't really that comfortable with just taking. I don't like going to nobody's flea market with half of anything. My personal truck, a van, or a moving truck has to be full. In order for me to go anywhere and give you money for a spot, I have to be comfortable. And I wasn't comfortable with the stuff that I had to take today. So I was like, what? Maybe I'll find some big stuff and a lot of stuff in bulk. So I'm going to take the truck anyway. Then I was like, what? No, I'm not going to take the truck. Let me take the car. I'll get there and back faster. But what if I do find a whole bunch and big items? Then I'm in a car, and I was like, what? I don't ride the motorcycle that much, and I was like, I only went down there once on a bike, and I was like, what? I can instead of being there in an hour, I can get there in 35 to 40 minutes if I'm on a bike, because I'll be hitting like 140, 155 miles an hour all day on my GXR 1000 on 95. From Garden State to 95. Garden State, I normally do around 80, 85, but around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Ain't really no cops or nothing out there anyway. And if they are, if I see a cop and they come out and their lights are on, and I'm doing like 100 miles an hour, I'm not stopping. I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be, unlawed. I'm not trying to, disrespect the law or nothing, but I'm just not going to. I'm not trying to get a ticket or have have reckless points or reckless driving on my record. Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be driving like that fast, but ain't nobody on the road. Everybody does it. Everybody be flying, wee hours of the morning and night, especially on Garden State. Because most of the time on Garden State, you can only do 55 miles. It's posted 45 to 55 in certain areas. Or, when you start getting past exit 130, 129, then that's when it goes up to like 65. And on the Garden State, it's 65. Not the Garden State. On 95, it's 65. But people be doing 80, 85, 90 miles an hour anyway. So, I'll be, anyway, whatever. So, I did take the bike today. And I knew that whatever I get, I have to be very cautious with what I buy. Because I'm on a bike and I have to make sure that I have a comfortable ride back. It's not like I'm going 15 to 25 minutes. It's normally an hour drive. You know what I mean? And people don't understand, but the ride is different. Excuse me, when you have weight on you. Like if you're riding with another passenger. A lot of guys who ride bikes, the reason why a lot of people have a lot of fatalities and get into accidents, because they don't realize, a lot of them don't ride that good to realize that, when you have a passenger, the bike controls different. Obviously, it handles different, same thing. It breaks differently, it maneuvers differently, and depending on how the person moves with, because remember, you're dealing with the weight of the bike, gravity, your weight, and then when you have additional weight, you have to take that in consideration too. So the bike doesn't handle or maneuver as well. Because remember, you got somebody else on the back of the bike. So whether the person, and even if it's a man, I always tell people when you're on a motorcycle, you should never like put your hand behind the bike. It's not a comfortable ride. You should always always put your arm. I don't give a damn. You put your arms around the driver. Forget all that. Oh, it seems it doesn't seem right, man. Fuck that. You want to crotch rocket. You want to be comfortable, and you don't want to be jerking, because if you jerk, that's weight and stuff on the bike. You have to ride motorcycles to understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing if you have a backpack. If you have weight on you, and the backpack must weigh about 35, 40 pounds, maybe even more, and it is heavy. I mean, I'm getting older, obviously, but it is heavy. And that backpack, whenever I'm on a motorcycle, I take my backpack everywhere, especially if I know that I'm going thrifting. That's the whole point. If I'm going to get on a motorcycle, I got to make sure that I take small stuff. But there are thrift shops I know that I can buy stuff, have them hold it, and worst case scenario, if I have to, you saw that? Like the lights or something dim. But anyway, worst case scenario, I can always come back with a bigger vehicle. So, it wasn't really much to buy today anyway, so thank God for that. One guy, he's been coming lately a lot in a pickup truck, and he had some good stuff last week, but I didn't buy anything. You know what I mean? But today I brought some stuff from him, so let's get to it. And I think I got some other stuff somewhere else too. I just don't. I guess as I open this stuff up, I'll tell you guys. So hold on. Let me show you guys my backpack that I use when I'm on the motorcycle. Yeah, this thing's about 50 pounds, 50, 60 pounds. It ain't no 40. So this is the backpack. This is the same backpack that they had in that movie, the original Fast and Furious, when the Vietnamese guys, like when Brian and Toretto first met, and when the guys, put the gun out on the bikes and made them follow them into Chinatown. And right before they blew up Brian's Mitsubishi Eclipse. Which, by the way, is a real piece of crap car in real life. I've had one, and they're terrible. But anyway, the girls that were on the back of the bikes had the same backpack. In Charlie's Angels, when they went to rescue Bosley, in the original Charlie's Angels, they also had this backpack. This backpack's been in a couple of movies. Very expensive backpack. I paid a lot of money for this thing. It's a very beautiful backpack, and I had this thing probably about as long as my oldest son been alive. I had this backpack for about 19 to 20 years. That's how old this backpack is, and these backpacks are around $500 to $700. And the only place you can really get these from were the Village in Manhattan. And yeah. Anyway, I still have it, and it holds. This thing's beautiful. So basically, whatever can't fit in here, I can't take. So there are some things that are from one guy that I was gonna buy, but if it can't fit, I can't take it. Because I can put stuff on the outside, like right here, like in this area, and strap it. But again, wind resistance, and on top of that, it's a different ride when you're on a bike. So the wind is again. You have to ride a motorcycle to understand the wind and how comfortable, uncomfortable the ride is. Especially if you're going high speeds, you don't need any shaking or anything, because any little wobble can cause the bike to fall, tumble over, anything. Especially if you're doing like over 100 miles an hour. Like if you're doing 80 or more, it's just hard because the wind is already hitting you a certain way. And anyway, whatever. So this stuff I paid. He actually gave me a deal. I paid $140 for all this stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what I got from this particular individual. Let's start with the bag. He gave me a great deal. I think I got a better deal this week than I did last. But he knows a lot of the guys, like a lot of regular guys who are very respected there. I know all of them. From Jerry and Matt all the way to Bobby. Hold on a second. You got You know, you got Craig, you got Brian, you know, you got Star Wars Mike, you got Dan, you got Told Dan. You got a lot of these guys that are well known and well respected in the Columbus flea market from a lot of guys who sell and who buy and resell. They've been doing these guys for years. And, you know, word of mouth moves around, and I have a good rapport with a lot of these guys. So when other people are like, oh, snap, he knows these guys. And when they see me around, they're like, oh, wow, you know. And they'll tell them, yeah, he's a good guy, or, you know, da-da-da. And that's how you get to meet a lot of people. So this is just a bag of goodies. So first off, I got this game, Soul Feast. It's for the Sega CD. I mean, you know, artwork on the back. I don't really know what it is, but I just figured, you know what, hey, I'll see what I can work out. And everything was $140. I mean, everything came up to over $2, but he broke everything down to me. So you got this game here. And let's start with Thundercats. So I think there were 3. There was Monkey, Slide, and Panthro. And I know around the summertime, people were selling these things for a lot of money, and people were buying them at Meadowlands. So every now and again, you know, toys go up and they go down. So, and these are actually in really decent condition. You know, so we got Panthro, Monkey, and Slide. I think I got one out of the 3 already, or maybe 3 out of 3. Let me put this somewhere because I do not want to disrupt this video and do this video all over again. So sometimes I get lazy and I'll just put stuff down, and then I wind up interrupting the video and I get upset if I don't break them. All right, now let's move on to the little 3 3/4 guys. I think there's a couple in here, and some of them he wanted, like Claw. He wanted I know I put Claw in here somewhere. Claw and somebody else, but I think they. Yeah, here they are. One of the bad guys from Captain Power and Claw. So he wanted 10 for Claw and 5 for him. So he just said he'll do 10. Because everything else I got here, I paid $130, but this was like an extra $10, so that's why I said $140. So we got one of the bad guys from Captain Power. Then we got Claw. I don't know why he wanted $10 for Claw. I thought that was kind of crazy. But I was like, I'll do 5. Because it's like, you know, sometimes, you know, you lose out if you buy, I mean, if you sell one item. But if you bundle stuff, I noticed that when I bundle, I get more money. And you know, it works out for the person. It works out for me. So it works itself out. And then here we got one of the Thors from the, I think one of the first Thor movies they did. 3 3/4, and then we got, unfortunately, no, I'm about to say no cape, no shield, but we got Captain America. And today, Woodbridge did have another toy show, but I could have went on the way coming back home, but 1, I didn't have no room, and 2, it wasn't worth me not going. I mean, you know, it just wasn't worth it to me. So here we have a Batman. This is a really cool Batman. This is definitely from like the DC Collectibles Batman line. You could tell from the paint apps and the builder. I actually like these. I like these, and I like the Masters of the Universe line. And these are like the 60s, like the 66 Batman stuff. So we got Batman, we got the Riddler, we got the Joker, we got the Catwoman. I would love to try to find an Eartha Kitt Catwoman, but I don't think they actually made her. And I know I had the Penguin in here, but I don't think that Penguin is in that line. Oh, we also got Batgirl. We got the Batgirl from that line too. Then we have. Oh yeah. This is the Penguin. He's missing the cigar, but that's the guy who actually played Mick in the Rocky movie. I always forget his name. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of the 66 Batman stuff. So these guys, I might actually just put them in one, you know, I might just bundle these together, like put all of them in one Ziploc bag and just put a price on them. Because it'd probably be better off, it'd be easier for me to do that. You know, you got the Penguin, Joker, the Riddler, Batgirl, Catwoman, Batman, and Robin. I mean, I figured, you know, technically $10 each on these. You know, that's already $70. You know what I mean? Now Batman is like 20, so that's already 90. So, like I said, I paid only $100. You know, you gotta give me a good deal. You know, good thing that I stopped and I spoke to, you know, Mike and them because you know this guy knows them. I mean, you know, so he looked out. Then here we got Cyclops and Colossus. I'll probably put them both in the same bag, and I'll probably charge $30 on it. Knock off some money. Just put them both in there. X-Men 3, you know, Cyclops and whatever, Marvel Legends. Then we got the, oh, I didn't realize he's missing a fist. Yeah, but whatever. The Stealth Iron Man. Then this, you got Bubble Bobble for the Game Boy. Don't really know what this goes for, but I am a Bubble Bobble fanatic. And I'm not done. This was also in there. This book, I don't know why I got it, but I just saw the G.I. Joes on the front, so I was like, alright, whatever. And it just says collecting and completing. And now I think about it, it's the same damn crappy book that I got that's 2-in-1. Turbo book. Then I have here Super Mario 64, the manual. That manual is worth about $10 by itself. This Bubble Bobble game, I'm not too sure. That G.I. Joe book ain't even worth the damn paper it's printed on. Because, you know, these guys just did a shitty book, in my opinion. I do want to see what this Bubble Bobble going for. I don't think it's going for much, though. Let's look up Game Boy. I'm kind of curious. Game Boy Bubble. Why is it black? Is that color? No, it just says Game Boy. But in a black case. Interesting. So excuse me a second. It says Bubble Bobble authentic with case 35, but this is okay, here it is. Classic Bubble Bobble authentic game case. Okay, so it's Game Boy Color. $19.95. Bubble Bobble Junior. I love Bubble Bobble, so. So yeah, one sold for $15, the other one sold for $20. So I'll say it's a $15 game. So $15 right there. And I got this. I do have this particular figura or Zord, but I got another one. And he had to remind me to take the other piece for this. So I'll probably do some comparisons and see if this one is better than mine. And actually, I think they're about the same. I'll look at it more or less. This Zord alone is probably worth like about $100. Loose, about the same loose, to be honest. And like I said, I was gonna go, but my health is a lot more important than I mean, I would have loved to go and make money and stuff. I don't know how many people are going to show up to Comic-Con, to be honest. But this guy, I would say he's worth. I would say he's worth about $70. I know he goes for a lot more than that. Complete with his swords and stuff, he's probably like 100, 150. But I'll definitely say he's worth. And you know, this is the piece that I almost forgot. And he's like, "Oh, don't forget that piece." And now I think about it. Wait a minute. Is that the piece? Yeah, that's it. And it's like I'm looking right at, and it's funny because I'm looking right at it, and I'm like, what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I just kept saying to myself, I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something. And I'm looking right at the damn thing, and he's like, oh, don't forget that. And I said, oh man, thanks a lot. You know, so yeah. So there you have that. So now this is only missing the swords, I think. Then this is a piece that I needed. I think it's still missing a piece for one of the Zords that I have here. This is like the weapon for it and something else. I couldn't find. It was actually like this. So there was nothing else cylinder-like. So I was like, you know what? I know this goes together, and I think it's missing a piece. Maybe it's missing a piece that goes down here and a piece that goes up here. So maybe I'll find it somewhere else. Then this guy is missing the head, but I took him anyway because I don't have this one. And I did look at some of these online, and I realized that they are expensive. This particular Zord, it is missing the head, so I gotta look it up. But it's most of the body. And this is again yet another Zord that's basically. I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know whose head this goes to, but I took it anyway. And this, he actually gave me this and this. I paid $140, well, $130 for everything else but that claw and that Captain Power bad guy. Those two I paid $10. Everything else was $130. So the $130 plus the $10 for those two made it $140. So $140. I got the G.I. Joe book, the Mario 64 instruction booklet, the Bubble Bobble color game, these two Megazords I just showed you, the 7 1966 Batman figures. He threw these two in there, which unfortunately he didn't have. I was going crazy looking for, trying to find the other part to this, and he didn't have it. So unfortunately, this is the left side of the thing. So I'm gonna probably look it up online and see if I can find just the right side for cheaper. If not, I'll just get both pieces. For the one that I actually got yesterday, which is ironic. And I think this is a something Fury Power Ranger. Wait, what the hell is that? That's another nickel. I don't know who sword this is to, but I grabbed it anyway just in case it's for one of the guys. And this is the, I think it's a something Fury, Fury Ranger. I know this one is expensive because I've seen it a couple times on Facebook Marketplace, and when I was looking up parts for other Megazords that I had, like maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, I noticed that these guys are, I looked this up and I was like, wow, it's like a mix between looking good and not, but it's from 2007, and this is actually, I made sure this is one of the ones that, or it's supposed to be one of the ones that come apart. So it's I think it's just 3. Is it just 3 Zords? But it's supposed to. I hope it's the one that come apart because I brought it. But he said it was. Because I only like the ones that come apart. Because those are the ones that I collect. So I gotta look this one up and see. But yeah, it is. I think it is. Yeah, it is. He said it was, but sometimes people say one thing and mean another, and mean one thing and say another. But it may be missing something that goes on the back of it, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, still cool. And that's it from him. This stuff I got from another guy that I know. What did I pay for this stuff? I think we were at $40. 40, yeah. This I got from I don't know if he's Trinidadian or Guyanese. He's definitely in his late 50s or early 60s. Him and his wife. They get a lot. They have a lot of booklets and stuff. His name is Roy. Real nice guy, Guyanese dude. Like, definitely in his late 50s or early 60s. Him and his wife, very, very cool people. I picked up the Resident Evil 2. Actually, a kid gave me this, the Resident Evil. He said he already have one. So on one side you got Claire, the other side you have Leon. Is that Claire or is it? Nah, is it? Whatever. Anyway, Resident Evil 2, and then Onimusha 2. So I do love Onimusha. So I grabbed those two. They had a lot of other books, but I was like, you know what? I just started, and I'm like, you know what? These don't really take up that much room, but they do weigh. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to get enough and or a lot of books, because if I do, I'm not gonna be able to get any. Technically, if I grab 2 more books, I wouldn't have been able to squeeze all this stuff in. I had to compromise and squeeze it in to where I didn't break anything. The other guy, I always forget his name, but he does cleanouts and stuff. And this stuff I got from a guy named Craig. He's a little eccentric. He's a little weird. He takes some time getting used to. You guys think I'm an a-hole. He's a little weird. And I think he's kind of fascinated with death a little bit because he's a little out there. But these things he actually charged me $50. He would not go lower than $50. But when I looked up some of these Power Ranger parts, I'm like, you know what? They're between 15 and more. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take it. I asked him if I got Prince Lothar from him the last time. He said no, he only had 1, but he had 2 because the other one I did get from him. So I'm going to try to take this back next Sunday. Wish me luck because he's a funny dude. But I paid him $50 for this. Now it's funny how this other guy, you see these 2.5 Power Rangers I got. The two X-Men figures and the 7 1966 Batman figures, along with the 3 or 4 3 3/4 Marvel Universe / Marvel Legend 3 3/4 figures. I paid $140 for that. This guy basically charged me $90 less than what I paid for this other stuff just for this. And he said it's going to be $50 because I put this one back because I'm like, this is only like a $10, $15 figure. Especially without his lantern or whatever that weapon is he comes with. So he's not worth much. Plus, not to mention, this DC line wasn't a very popular line. Even though I do like these figures because they look like the cartoon and I think it's really nice, the mutant leader, but they're not worth that much. Actually, this is not even a mutant leader because I don't know whatever the hell it is, but whatever. I'll probably put him at like 15. Oh, and again, Prince Lothar. I have another one which I don't need. That's from Panache, Voltron. Then we have here Sword. This is to the Samurai, I believe. This sword is somewhere around $20 to $30 alone, for sure. I think I already have this helmet to somebody, but I grabbed it anyway just to make sure that I didn't need another one. And I know this helmet is like around $10 to $15. Unfortunately, he didn't care. This is the Pink Rangers Condor Zord, which is the chest plate. I have another Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, the original Zord here, but unfortunately this one is missing the wingtips. But whatever, I grabbed it anyway. And then this goes to one of the Zeo. I think it goes to one of the helmet for one of the Zeo, so that was $50, Sometimes he gives great prices, sometimes he's just way out of the woodwork here. Now this I did get from this one guy for $2. This is the Spider-Man 3, I think it's like 35 or something points of articulation Spider-Man. Even out the package from Toy Biz, they come very, very loose because of all the articulation. It's ironic how he had, I think it's called Reinback or Reinhardt, some big cock diesel white wrestler guy. He wanted $5 for that, and he only wanted $2 for this. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, dude, that's a Toy Biz Spider-Man, let alone a Spider-Man Marvel Legend. That should be like $10, if that. I'm saying to myself, and I'm like, he wants $2 for this and $4 for a basic wrestler, because it wasn't an elite. And I'm like, okay, so I gave him $2 for this. No, that's all I got from him. And Lord, please tell me that I didn't. Oh, thank God. I'm over here so close to the. I'm like, Lord, please don't tell me that I just got rid of this video. And what did I pay for this stuff? I think we were at 40 or 30. This, I think I got this for. I don't remember where I got this from, so I'm not going to mention that. Plus, it don't matter. Actually, that's something that was old for me last week. I just realized that that's why. And then these guys here, I think he said 30. We were at 30 because I think he said 45 or something. I said, "Would you do 30 for me?" He was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do 30 for these wrestlers." But this one, he was like, "Nah, this is different. This is a really pretty cool and clean Hulk Hogan. I mean, he's basically complete. All I gotta do is just get rid of some of the I call it figure rub when you got all that all these different marks and stuff on it. But he's in very good condition otherwise. $10 for that. He's probably worth about at least 30, 35. So let me go over some of these guys here. So here we got Brock. We got the basic Brock Lesnar. We got the old school Jack Pacific's Bret Hitman Hart. So he gave me all these for $30. Then we have, I don't know who's this? Is this the Miz? I think that is that the Miz? True story. Well, I don't know who this guy is then, but he's a basic figure too. Then we have here Chris Jericho, basic. And we got this big dude. I don't know who the hell this guy is. He got a sweaty t-shirt. And he looks like he's high. But yeah. I would definitely say this is like $30 right here. I mean, easily all day, $5 each on these guys, and the Bret Hitman Hart, $10. But I wouldn't sell these for $5 each anyway. I'll probably sell them for 10 because that's just how I do business. He's definitely a $25 figure, which is the Ultimate Warrior. But I might actually keep this. There's some wrestling guys that if I do get, I'm gonna keep, whether it's the Elite or the Basics, just because they're really cool. And again, this is the Ultimate Warrior. This guy's definitely an Elite. I don't know who the hell he is, but I will look him up. And then you got here, is this is this the Road Dogg? D-O-double-G. Yep, my man, Road Dogg, Elite. So these guys, I'll probably ask $20 each on. Well, definitely Road Dogg. Road Dogg will definitely be $25 because it's an Elite figure. This is a female. I know who this is. I can't remember her name. Spanish chick. She's definitely like a $10, $15 figure. Then we have here another guy. I can't remember his name, but I do know that he dressed a little weird for me. So he's definitely like a $15 figure. So I definitely got, I definitely made money here. You got regular John Cena. This is the Never Give Up John Cena. But it's the basic, so he's definitely $10. All my basics, I'll do like $10 each on them. Then here we have another Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is definitely $20. That's the Elite. Then we have here Y2K 2013 Chris Jericho. He's like a $10 figure. I'll do $10 each on. I'll probably do 10 to 12 on the basics. Then we have here the Giant Killer, Randy Orton. Definitely a $20 figure all day. Then we got here Rob Van Dam, easy $20-$25 figure. I know a lot of these guys are worth. And then we have here, I don't know who this guy is, but he's an Elite figure. I gotta look him up and see who he is. You know who I always wanted them to do that I have not seen? Disco Inferno. I would love to see them do a Disco Inferno Mattel figure. I always try to go out my way to buy Mattel, like the Mattel wrestlers, because I like them better than Jack Pacific's. So all this is stuff that I'm just going to put in here to be looked up, priced. then put out. So all this stuff will go downstairs. And I think that's about it. So today, let's see what I spent today. I spent 140 and 40 is 180. 180 and 50 is 230. 232. $232 is what I spent today. 232 bucks. Because again, with that one guy with these Power Rangers and the superhero guys, I spent 130 plus $10 for that 3 3/4 claw and the Captain Power bad guy. I don't know his name. He wanted 5 and 10, which I think the Captain Power guy should have been 10 and the claw should have been 5. But whatever, he gave them both to me for 10 because we already made a deal for 130. I think he wanted 155, and I said, he said everything was like 200. He would charge anybody else, and I believe him. But since I knew these guys, he gave me a good deal. So he's like, all right, so I'll do like I'll tell you what, I'll do 150. And I said, how about 125? And he's like, I think I said 120. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I said, all right, 1 1/4 then. He's like, I'll tell you what, I'll do 130. And I said, done. I said, I'm not gonna argue with $5. Done. I appreciate it. And then again, I gave him a 10 for the claw and that Captain Power bad guy, so I made it 140. So 140 with this stuff. And then with that dude Craig, he's a little out there, heavy set guy. He sells at Columbus. He's very eccentric, and he's always talking about death and people who die. He's a weird guy, very very weird guy. Some days he could be the coolest guy, and other days he's just a very weird guy, and not polite weird too. Like if he get to know you, he could be okay until he's in one of his moods, but. I didn't like him. We didn't like each other at first. He was very disrespectful and nasty, and people say he's weird. You just gotta give him time. He's weird. And I'm like, listen, I'm not here to give nobody no damn time. You don't need to be an a-hole, whatever. But anyway, he's okay. He's weird. So you figure his 50 plus 140 is 190, and then the other guy who does clean outs, I just showed you guys the wrestlers and stuff. It was 30 for the bag of all the wrestlers, because I think he said 45 or something like that. And I said, would you do 30 for me? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that for you. And but he's like, oh no, not this. So it was actually that Bret Hitman Hart figure. He didn't at first. He was like, no, he was hesitant, but then he's like, you know what? Forget it. Don't worry about it. You might as well take all of them. So here. And I said, thanks a lot, cool. And then with the Hulk Hogan, he's like, nah, this is gonna be a different price. I thought he was gonna say like 25, 30 bucks on it. But he's like, well, this gotta be 10. I said, done. So it was 40. So again, 40 and 90 is 230. And then the $2 for the Spider-Man. So 232. And that was it. I actually don't know. 232 plus $8 for I forgot the 2 books that I just showed you guys from Roy. The older Guyanese, the older West Indian man. Like Indian West Indian too, him and his wife. That was $8. He wanted $5 each, but he took $2 off for me. So basically, it's $240 because I forgot those 2 books, and that was it. I brought a corn on the cob and a soda because I needed the sugar, and that's it. Will I make that money back on just the stuff that I'm gonna resell? Yeah, I definitely should. Definitely should be able to. Yesterday, what did I spend? I gave Tony 30. Coach actually owes me 45, and the other guy I gave him 40, so I spent $70. I spent about $90 yesterday. Then today 240. So you figure 90 and 240 is what, 340, 330, something, whatever the hell it was. Any way you look at it, cool. So anyway, thanks for watching. Gotta go. Peace.